Every time you touch money, speak abundance into your life. Say this: money flows to me easily, frequently, and abundantly. I am a magnet for wealth. I respect money, and it multiplies in my hands. Words carry power. When you bless your money instead of fearing it, you unlock a mindset of growth, gratitude, and endless possibility. Change your words, change your wealth. Say it, believe it, and watch money multiply around you. Words are not just sounds or symbols, they carry a powerful vibration that shapes the way we see, feel, and interact with the world. Every word we speak, whether out loud or silently to ourselves, sends a message to our subconscious mind. Over time, these repeated messages create the framework of our beliefs. When it comes to money, the words we use can either build a mindset of abundance or trap us in a cycle of scarcity. Most people unknowingly use language that limits them, reinforcing poverty, lack, and fear of financial failure. Think about how often you hear phrases like "I can't afford this," "money is hard to get," or "I'm always broke." These statements may seem harmless, but when spoken repeatedly, they become powerful affirmations that shape our financial destiny. The mind is always listening, and when you speak words of limitation, your subconscious begins to accept them as truth. Without realizing it, you start making decisions, taking actions, and even attracting situations that align with those limiting beliefs. Science has proven that the subconscious mind is incredibly suggestible. It cannot tell the difference between what is real and what is repeatedly imagined or spoken. This means that the words you say, especially about money, are programming your brain to either expect abundance or prepare for lack. If you constantly talk about financial struggle, your mind will filter the world to confirm that belief, making you blind to opportunities that could lead to wealth. Words create mental pathways. If you always say you are poor, your brain will find ways to make that true. If you always say you are lucky with money, your brain will begin noticing doors that were always there but previously overlooked. This is not magic, it's psychology. Words influence your thoughts, thoughts shape your emotions, emotions drive your behavior, and behavior creates results. The words you choose are the very first seeds of this chain reaction. What's even more powerful is that words can bypass years of negative conditioning. You may have grown up in a family where money was always scarce, or you were taught that rich people are greedy. These beliefs can quietly control your life until you replace them with new, empowering words. Every time you say positive affirmations about money, you are rewriting your story. You are giving yourself permission to create a different financial future from the one you were taught. Many successful people have one thing in common. They are extremely careful about their self-talk. They speak wealth, success, and opportunity into their lives long before they see the physical results. They understand that wealth first grows in the mind. By intentionally choosing words that align with abundance, they plant seeds that eventually grow into real financial success. Their journey begins with what they repeatedly tell themselves. This is why saying positive money affirmations every time you touch money is so important. It's not about superstition. It's about creating alignment between your words, your mindset, and your financial goals. When you consistently speak abundance, you are reprogramming your subconscious to expect wealth, to feel comfortable with it, and to take the kind of actions that attract more of it. You begin to trust that money is not something to fear, but something that naturally flows to you. The simple act of saying, "Money flows to me easily, frequently, and abundantly," whenever you hold money, builds a new internal narrative. Over time, this narrative becomes your dominant belief. And when your belief changes, everything around you changes. Your energy, your confidence, your decisions, and your opportunities start to reflect the wealth-focused reality you have been speaking into existence. A positive money mind. It is not just about thinking good thoughts. It is a deep, intentional shift in how you view, attract, and manage wealth. Most people live with hidden fears about money. They believe that money is difficult to earn, that it slips away easily, or that they don't deserve to have plenty of it. These beliefs are quietly planted in childhood and grow over the years, silently shaping a person's entire financial experience. To break free from this cycle, you must actively build a positive relationship with money, starting from the inside out. When you carry a positive money mindset, you no longer see money as a scarce, limited resource. Instead, you begin to see it as something that is constantly circulating, constantly flowing, and always within your reach. You stop chasing money with desperation and start attracting it with confidence. This shift happens when you replace fearful thoughts like, "What if I lose it?" with empowering thoughts like, "Money always finds its way to me." It's about choosing to focus on abundance instead of lack every single day. Developing a positive money mindset, it is not about ignoring financial problems. It's about learning to approach those problems with belief, calmness, and strategy rather than panic and negativity. When something goes wrong financially, a person with a negative money mindset spirals into fear and shame. They might think, "I'm cursed with bad luck," or "I'll never recover from this." But a person with a positive money mindset will say, "This is temporary. I have the ability to fix this. Money flows back to me." That inner dialogue is the difference between staying stuck and moving forward. One of the most powerful ways to build a positive money mindset is through repetition. You must speak words that affirm wealth every day until they become natural to you. Saying phrases like, "I am worthy of wealth," or "I welcome money into my life," sends a signal to your subconscious that abundance is safe, possible, and expected. The more you say it, the more you begin to feel it, and when you feel it deeply enough, your actions start to align with it effortlessly. People with positive money mindsets also develop a healthy respect for money. They don't idolize it, but they don't resent it either. They understand that money is a tool, a servant, not a master. They see money as something that can be multiplied, shared, and enjoyed without guilt. When you start to view money this way, you no longer feel shame for wanting it or fear for having it. You begin to see wealth as your natural state instead of something you have to fight for. A positive money mindset also invites you to celebrate every financial win, no matter how small. Whether you receive a small tip, find a coin on the street, or earn a new client, you treat every financial blessing as evidence that money flows to you with ease. Most people ignore the small moments of abundance, but those who have trained their minds to think positively about money notice and appreciate them. This gratitude strengthens the belief that more is always on the way. Surrounding yourself with positive financial influences is another key part of developing this mindset. The people you listen to, the books you read, and the content you consume all impact how you think about money. When you regularly hear messages of wealth, success, and possibility, you begin to adopt those beliefs as your own. You start to believe that financial success is not just for other people, it's for you too. And when your belief grows, your reality will soon follow. A positive money mindset transforms how you handle money on a daily basis. You no longer see saving as a sacrifice, but as an investment in your future. You no longer see spending as dangerous, but as an opportunity to circulate money wisely. You no longer view setbacks as permanent, but as lessons that guide you towards smarter choices. Every financial decision, big or small, starts to feel like it is moving you toward abundance because your mind is fully focused on attracting, creating, and multiplying wealth in every part of your life. Money is not just paper, metal, or numbers on a screen. Money is energy. It flows, it moves, it responds to how you think and feel about it. This is a concept that many people struggle to understand because they've been conditioned to see money as something rigid, limited, or even cold. But when you start to view money as energy, you realize it is alive, it is dynamic, and it is deeply connected to your mindset, your emotions, and your daily actions. Like all forms of energy, money responds to attention and intention. If you constantly focus on lack, debt, and what you don't have, you are sending out an energetic signal that repels wealth. You're telling the universe, your subconscious, and even your environment that you expect shortage. On the other hand, when you focus on abundance, generosity, and financial flow, you attract money because you are operating on the same energetic frequency as wealth itself. Money flows to people who respect and value it, just as energy flows to where attention goes. If you treat money with fear, avoidance, or carelessness, it tends to slip away from you. But if you appreciate money, manage it with care, and welcome it into your life without guilt, it naturally finds its way to you more often. This is why people who bless their money, no matter how small the amount, often find themselves receiving more. They are nurturing positive financial energy, and that energy grows. When you truly believe that money is energy, you stop seeing it as something you must force or chase. You begin to understand that you can attract it by aligning yourself with it. This alignment comes through your thoughts, your language, and your emotions. If you feel joy, gratitude, and excitement when you think about money, you are in energetic harmony with wealth. But if you feel fear, shame, or anxiety, you create a block that pushes money away, even if you are working hard for it. Money as energy also explains why some people seem to attract wealth effortlessly, while others struggle despite intense effort. It's not always about how hard you work, it's about the energy you are bringing into your financial life. Two people can do the same job with the same skill, but one may prosper while the other barely survives because their energetic relationship with money is completely different. The prosperous person welcomes money's flow, while the other unknowingly resists it. This energetic principle applies to giving as well. Many people fear giving money because they see it as a loss, but when you understand that money is energy, you realize that what you give comes back multiplied. Generosity keeps financial energy flowing in and out of your life. Hoarding or clinging tightly to money often creates stagnation, where energy gets stuck and abundance stops circulating. Those who give freely, with trust and gratitude, often find that money returns to them in unexpected and beautiful ways. Another important part of understanding money as energy is realizing that your environment and habits carry energy too. If your wall, it is disorganized, your financial records are neglected, or your space is filled with clutter, you are sending a message that you do not value or respect the flow of money. But when you create order, keep your money clean, and take care of your financial space, you are actively inviting more financial energy into your life. You are creating a space that money wants to return to. When you touch money, whether it's receiving, spending, saving, or giving, you are making an energetic exchange. That moment is powerful. It's an opportunity to imprint your energy onto your money. If you touch money with gratitude, respect, and positive intention, you charge it with the energy of abundance. That energy ripples outward, influencing how money behaves in your life. It's not just about the transaction. It's about the energy you carry into every financial moment, big or small. Limiting beliefs are invisible walls that block you from achieving financial freedom, yet most people don't even realize they are trapped behind them. These beliefs are often picked up from childhood, family, society, or past failures, and they quietly dictate what you think you can or cannot achieve. Statements like, "I'm not good with money," "I'll never be rich," or "wealth is only for lucky people," sound like facts, but in reality, they are just beliefs. Beliefs that can and must be broken if you want to change your financial life. The most dangerous thing about limiting beliefs is that they operate in silence. They become part of your daily thinking, your language, and your expectations without you even noticing. They shape your decisions, your risks, your savings, and even the way you price your work or accept your salary. These invisible beliefs decide how much money you allow yourself to attract, keep, and grow. Until you actively search for them and question them, they will continue to limit your financial potential. Destroying limiting beliefs starts with self-awareness. You have to listen carefully to the automatic thoughts you have about money. Pay attention when you hear yourself saying things like, "I can't afford that," "money always leaves me," or "people like me don't get rich." These are not casual comments. These are clues that reveal what you deeply believe about money. Once you become aware of these thoughts, you can start to challenge and replace them with empowering beliefs that support your financial growth. One of the most powerful ways to break limiting beliefs is through consistent, conscious repetition of new thoughts. When you repeatedly say things like, "I am worthy of wealth," "money flows to me with ease," or "opportunities are everywhere," you start to rewrite the story your subconscious mind has been telling you for years. These new affirmations become stronger each time you say them, and slowly, they begin to override the old, limiting narratives that have held you back. It's also important to question where your limiting beliefs came from. Did someone tell you that money is evil? Did you grow up watching your parents argue about bills? Did you see people in your community struggle and accept that struggle as normal? When you trace these beliefs back to their source, you often find that they were never really yours. They were borrowed from other people's fears, experiences, or limitations. Recognizing this gives you the power to release them and write your own beliefs based on possibility, not fear. Another method to destroy limiting beliefs is to surround yourself with people, stories, and environments that contradict them. When you consistently hear about people who came from nothing and built wealth, your mind starts to crack open the idea that you can do the same. When you work in spaces where money is seen as a tool for good, you begin to feel comfortable with the idea of having more. Exposure to abundance forces your old beliefs to break apart because you can no longer pretend they are absolute truths. Your actions also play a huge role in breaking limiting beliefs. When you take bold financial steps, like investing, starting a business, asking for a raise, or saving aggressively, you send a loud message to your mind: I am no longer operating under old limits. Action proves to your subconscious that you are capable of more than your past believed. Every step you take outside your comfort zone weakens the grip of the old beliefs and strengthens your new financial identity. Limiting beliefs often make you fear money, fear of losing it, fear of not having enough, fear of being judged for having too much. To truly destroy these beliefs, you must develop trust in yourself, trust in your ability to manage wealth, and trust that money can flow to you in many ways. This trust grows when you consistently think, speak, and act in ways that support your financial success. With every positive affirmation, with every intentional action, you slowly tear down the mental walls that once held you back and begin to step freely into the abundant financial life you were always capable of creating. Gratitude is one of the most powerful forces for attracting more wealth into your life, yet it is often underestimated or overlooked in financial conversations. Most people spend their time focusing on what they lack, constantly worrying about bills, debts, or future expenses. But what they don't realize is that this constant focus on lack creates an energetic barrier that blocks new opportunities. Gratitude shifts that energy. When you are grateful for what you already have, even if it's small, you open a channel that invites more to come. When you express genuine gratitude for money, you send a powerful signal to your subconscious mind and to the universe. I see this, I appreciate this, and I am ready for more. It doesn't matter if you're holding a single coin, a small paycheck, or unexpected change found in your pocket. The size is irrelevant. The act of recognizing and honoring the presence of money in your life is what begins to multiply it. Money grows where it is welcomed, respected, and valued. People with a scarcity mindset tend to overlook small financial blessings because they believe they are not enough. They wait for big windfalls to feel thankful, which often keeps them stuck in a cycle of dissatisfaction. But people who cultivate a gratitude-based money mindset see abundance everywhere. They are grateful when they save a little, when they receive a discount, or even when they have just enough to cover their needs. This mindset of constant appreciation magnetizes more financial flow toward them. Gratitude multiplies because it changes your emotional relationship with money. Instead of associating money with stress, fear, or anxiety, you start to link it to positive feelings like joy, peace, and security. These positive emotions make you more likely to engage with money in a healthy, proactive way. You begin to budget with excitement, spend with confidence, and invest with trust. Gratitude softens your financial energy and attracts new income streams because you are no longer pushing money away with fear. When you regularly give thanks for money, you also become more aware of the value in what you already own. You start to see wealth not just in bank balances, but in opportunities, relationships, skills, and even the things you may have taken for granted, like your home, your job, or the resources available to you. This expanded awareness of wealth increases your sense of abundance, which directly influences how you carry yourself in the world. When you feel wealthy, you think, act, and speak like someone who expects wealth. The power of gratitude is amplified when you speak it out loud, saying, "Thank you for this money." Every time you receive or spend, even the smallest amount, strains your brain to associate financial transactions with positive energy. It also rewires your subconscious to see money as a blessing instead of a burden. This creates a feedback loop where you feel good about money, you treat it better, and you naturally attract more of it into your life because you are in emotional harmony with financial success. Gratitude also transforms how you perceive financial setbacks. Instead of seeing losses, expenses, or unexpected costs as punishments, you begin to see them as part of the flow. You can be grateful for the ability to pay bills, for the lessons learned from a financial mistake, or even for the simple fact that you are in a position to give or spend money in the first place. This mindset removes the emotional heaviness from money and replaces it with calm confidence. It makes you resilient, optimistic, and ready to keep growing. In every moment, gratitude is an energetic invitation for more. It is not about settling or pretending that you don't want more wealth. It's about fully appreciating what you already have while remaining open to receiving more. When you hold money in your hands, whether it's a small coin or a large sum, and you say, "Thank you for this," you are aligning yourself with the vibration of abundance. That alignment quietly but powerfully changes the trajectory of your financial life, because wealth multiplies in spaces where it is noticed, respected, and genuinely appreciated. Consistency is one of the most overlooked but most essential ingredients in transforming your financial life. Many people start with good intentions. They say positive affirmations about money for a few days, they try to shift their mindset, or they briefly commit to new habits. But then they give up too soon when results don't show up immediately. What they don't realize is that wealth building is not a one-time event. It is the result of small, repeated actions that build unstoppable momentum over time. When you consistently speak abundance every time you touch money, you are slowly programming your subconscious mind to expect wealth. Your brain learns through repetition. Just as negative thoughts become automatic when you say them repeatedly, positive financial beliefs can also become automatic, but only if you practice them consistently. Saying money flows to me easily, frequently, and abundantly one time is not enough to create lasting change. It's the daily, repeated commitment that solidifies new financial programming in your mind. Consistency is powerful because it overrides the natural resistance your mind has to new beliefs. In the beginning, your old patterns will fight back. Your mind will tell you, this won't work, or you're just lying to yourself. This is simply a sign that you are moving beyond your comfort zone. Most people quit when they feel this resistance, but those who remain consistent push through this uncomfortable phase and eventually break through to a place where their new beliefs feel natural and automatic. Building financial consistency is like building a muscle. You don't see growth after the first workout, but if you keep showing up day after day, the results become visible and undeniable. It's the same with money affirmations and wealth habits. When you speak abundance consistently, your energy changes, your mindset strengthens, and your behavior starts to align with your new financial identity. You begin to naturally take steps that move you closer to wealth because you are acting from a deeply programmed belief system. Consistency is not just about the words you say. It's about creating steady financial habits that align with your money goals. It's about consistently saving, consistently budgeting, consistently seeking growth, and consistently being grateful for every financial blessing. These actions, though they may seem small or insignificant in the moment, create a powerful compounding effect over time. A person who consistently takes small, positive financial steps will always outperform someone who waits for the perfect, big breakthrough. One of the reasons consistency is so powerful is because it builds trust with yourself. When you repeatedly follow through on your financial commitments, whether it's saying affirmations, sticking to your budget, or growing your savings, you prove to yourself that you can be disciplined and reliable. This builds self-confidence and strengthens your belief that you are in control of your financial destiny. Trusting yourself is key because if you don't believe in your ability to stay consistent, you will constantly sabotage your own progress. Consistency also trains your nervous system to feel safe with money. Many people subconsciously push money away because it feels unfamiliar or uncomfortable. But when you repeatedly engage with money in a positive way, your mind and body begin to relax into the idea that abundance is normal. Money no longer feels like something to fear or chase. It becomes a natural part of your life. Consistent exposure and positive interaction with money slowly dissolve the emotional walls that keep wealth out. Most importantly, consistency creates momentum that becomes almost impossible to stop. Once you've spoken abundance over your life enough times, once you've practiced good financial habits enough times, your new money mindset begins to run on autopilot. Your brain starts to filter the world in a way that constantly seeks opportunities, attracts resources, and makes smart financial choices without as much effort. It all begins with the decision to keep showing up, keep speaking abundance, and keep practicing wealth, building behaviors, especially on the days when you don't feel like it. Belief is the starting point of all financial success, but belief alone is not enough. It must be followed by consistent, aligned action. Many people fall into the trap of thinking that simply thinking positively or saying affirmations will automatically bring wealth into their lives. While belief is incredibly powerful, it is the fuel that drives action, not a replacement for it. When you truly believe something, your actions naturally begin to match that belief without force or struggle. The deeper the belief, the more effortless the action becomes. Your mind will always push you to act in alignment with what you believe to be true. If you secretly believe that money is hard to get, you will unconsciously avoid opportunities or sabotage your own success because your actions will try to prove that belief correct. But when you truly believe that you are worthy of wealth and that money flows easily to you, your actions will shift. You will start taking steps you previously hesitated to take, and you will pursue financial growth with greater confidence and speed. When you build a strong belief system around wealth, your comfort zone expands. Things that once felt scary, like investing, asking for a raise, or starting a side business, begin to feel normal, even necessary. You no longer hesitate when opportunities appear because your belief system has already paved the path. Action becomes a natural response instead of a forced decision. This is why belief is so crucial. It drives you to move, to try, to build, and to reach for things that seemed out of touch before. Belief changes the way you perceive risk. People with limiting beliefs about money tend to see every financial decision as a dangerous gamble, even when the risk is small. They hesitate, delay, and often miss out. But when your belief is rooted in abundance and self-trust, you view risks differently. You see them as opportunities to grow, not threats to your security. This shift in perception changes how you move in the world, and the actions you take become bolder, more strategic, and more growth-oriented. Belief-driven action also strengthens your financial discipline. When you truly believe that you are on a path to wealth, you no longer see budgeting, saving, or investing as sacrifices. You see them as powerful, necessary steps toward your financial goals. Discipline becomes easier when your belief is strong because you understand the purpose behind your actions. You are no longer battling internal resistance or trying to force yourself to make good choices. You act consistently because your belief in success is solid and unshakable. Another important aspect of belief-driven action is that it creates momentum. Once you start taking action from a place of belief, you begin to experience small wins, unexpected income, new clients, opportunities, and growth. These wins reinforce your belief and encourage you to take even more action. This creates a positive feedback loop where belief fuels action, action brings results, and results strengthen belief. Over time, this loop becomes a powerful cycle that propels you forward at an accelerated pace. Belief also impacts how you bounce back from failure. People with weak beliefs about wealth often see failure as final. They internalize setbacks as proof that they are not meant to succeed. But when you hold strong, positive financial beliefs, you see failure as temporary and necessary for growth. Your belief system allows you to act again, to try new strategies, and to stay in motion even when you face obstacles. Belief gives you the resilience to keep taking action until you succeed. Ultimately, belief sets your financial standard. When you truly believe that abundance is your natural state, you stop settling for less. You take action that aligns with your new standard. You stop accepting low pay. You stop tolerating poor financial habits. And you start moving toward higher goals without hesitation. Action flows from what you expect of yourself, and what you expect of yourself is always rooted in what you believe to be possible. When your belief system is one of wealth, your actions will naturally lead you there. When your beliefs shift, your entire financial reality begins to shift with them. It all starts in your mind, with the words you speak, the thoughts you entertain, and the expectations you hold. But belief alone is just the beginning. You must follow your belief with action, consistency, gratitude, and the courage to break old patterns. Say it every time you touch money. Money flows to me easily, frequently, and abundantly. Believe it, act on it, live it. When your mind, your words, and your actions align, you will not just watch money multiply. You will become the reason it does.